sometimes during the summer. Um, my parents would send me to North Carolina to stay with my grandmother, um, and which was fine. She was like 90 some years old, lived by herself. But I would go down there and stay with her in the country. And my Uncle John would come by and pick me up and take me out and take me doing things with him, just hanging out in his truck. He had an old pickup truck on typical 1960s, around 1967, 68. He'd ride around with a shotgun or a 30-30 in the gun rack on the back of the truck. Back then, that's just what they did. But like I told you before in other videos, he had probably the best beagle dogs in North Carolina, some of the best. We used to have a lot of fun with them hunting. And one year, my parents sent me down there, and my uncle picked me up at the airport and took me to his house and everything. And one of his beagles, named Blue, his lead beagle, she had just had a litter of puppies. She had about 8 little puppies. And it was right at the beginning. I had come down there to go hunting with them. It was right in the beginning of rabbit season. And this dog, what happened was, you know, well, you may not know, but in the country, people typically let the dogs run loose. And when you have a female dog, when she goes in the heat, if she goes in the heat, you got to get her up off the ground. If you don't get her up off the ground, that scent travels for miles. You have stray dogs. You have all these studs come from all over the place trying to mate with your dog. So he had this dog house that was kind of lifted up off the ground where he would keep his female dogs when they were in heat. Well, some kind of way Blue got out and she got pregnant by who knows who, and he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy at all. So when I got down there, he had all these little puppies there, and we were gonna go hunting the next day. And got up in the morning, I looked out the window, and my uncle was over there out the window. And some of y'all might not like hearing this, but he was down there, and he drowned every one of them puppies, every one of them. And my aunt was mad at him. She was so mad. She said, John, you could have gave them dogs away. You didn't have to keep them. You could have gave them dogs away. Why you do that? And he said, well, it's hunting season, and if she suckled them puppies, her tits would be hanging down, and she wouldn't be able to run through the brush, and she wanted to get all back up in the woods like she does, and she wouldn't be able to hunt for the whole season. And he wasn't having that. So that's what he did. He drowned the puppies, and his dog was back up there, out there hunting again. But that's kind of a decision he made. And that morning when we were riding, getting ready to go hunting, we were out there in the truck, he looked at me and he said, Henry, how you feeling? How you feel about it? And I said, well, I don't feel no way about it. He thought I was going to be all sad and angry, but I wasn't, because I understood, what he did and the decision that he made, because he trained them dogs all summer, all year, and it was hunting season, and he was going to hunt with them dogs. He's going to go rabbit hunting, he's going to go deer hunting with them dogs, and that was his lead dog, and he wasn't going to have it. Now, when I go to my grandmother's house, in her freezer, it'd be full of squirrel, rabbit, deer. Wasn't no chicken, wasn't no steaks. It was all that kind of meat, duck. And my uncle and other people down there, when they went hunting and whatnot, they'd go by. They call her Miss Olena. Her name was Eleanor. They call her Miss Olena. And they go by there, and the older people in the area, they go by and they give them, when they hunt, they go by and they give them some meat for their freezer. And that's what he did too. And, judge as you will, because in today's society, a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I can't believe he did that. That's cruelty to animals. Well, I'm going to tell you, I never saw my uncle pet one of them dogs one time. They weren't pets. I mean, he talked to them, he fed them, he trained them, but they weren't pets. they were basically working dogs, and he had them for one reason, because he trained them to hunt. And just want to share that story. It's like when you're around young people, around older people, and see how they act, decisions they make. You get exposed to different things, and you may not agree with what he did or anything, but you kind of understand why he did it and the decision he made. And it's one of the reasons why I tell you, I keep saying this to people in my videos. If you're a hunter and you're getting older, you think that you can't hunt anymore, you might be able to still hunt. There's a lot of technology out there today to keep you out there. It's not growing old like our parents grew old. There's adaptive scope technologies like we make. There are adaptive triggers. There are track chairs to get you out there. A matter of fact, a lot of these deer stands today got air conditioning and heating in them. But what I'm telling you is that it's important for some of you older guys, older gals, to stay out there hunting and continue that tradition, because having young people go out there with you in the woods, out into nature, experiencing things and listening to you and listening to your stories, or just having that quiet time with their grandpa or their uncle or even their dad or their mom, getting away from this technology. Hunting is important, and I would like to say it again. If you are a hunter and you're getting old, you don't have to grow old like your grandfather did and like your father did. There's a lot of technologies out there that can keep you in the woods and keep that tradition alive. This is Henry, and I'm out.